Learn how to build powerful web APIs using Python and FastAPI framework. FastAPI is a modern, high-performance web framework for building APIs with Python, featuring automatic documentation and data validation. Let's understand what FastAPI is and why it's become so popular. FastAPI is a modern Python web framework specifically designed for building RESTful APIs quickly and efficiently. It's built on top of Starlet for high performance and Pydantic for data validation. One of FastAPI's killer features is automatic interactive documentation that updates as you code. FastAPI sits between clients and databases, handling HTTP requests and responses with incredible speed and ease. Getting started with FastAPI is remarkably simple. First, install FastAPI and Unicorn, which is an ASGI server to run your application. Import FastAPI from the FastAPI package. Create an instance of the FastAPI class called app. Run your application using Unicorn with the reload flag for development. Here's a minimal FastAPI application that creates a simple endpoint returning a JSON response. Let's create a basic API endpoint to understand the fundamentals. FastAPI uses Python decorators to define routes and specify HTTP methods like get, post, put, and delete. The @app.get decorator defines a get endpoint with a path parameter. This endpoint accepts an item ID as a path parameter and an optional query parameter, automatically validating their types. FastAPI excels at handling structured data with Pydantic models. Pydantic models provide automatic data validation, serialization, and documentation generation. This item model defines the structure of data with type hints, and FastAPI automatically validates incoming requests against it. FastAPI supports all standard HTTP methods for different operations. Get retrieves data, post creates new resources, put updates or replaces, delete removes data, and patch performs partial updates. These HTTP methods map directly to CRUD operations: create, read, update, and delete. FastAPI makes it easy to handle and validate query parameters. Type hints and function signatures automatically validate and convert query parameters to the correct types. This search endpoint accepts a required query string and optional limit and skip parameters with default values. One of FastAPI's most powerful features is automatic interactive documentation. FastAPI automatically generates interactive API documentation at /docs using Swagger UI and /redoc using Redoc. The documentation is interactive, allowing you to test endpoints directly from your browser without any additional tools. The best part is that documentation updates automatically whenever you modify your code, always staying in sync. FastAPI's dependency injection system makes code reusable and testable. Dependencies like database connections can be injected into endpoints using the depends function, promoting clean code architecture. FastAPI supports both synchronous and asynchronous code for maximum flexibility. You can define endpoints as async functions to handle concurrent requests efficiently. Async endpoints can await other async operations like database queries or external API calls without blocking. Asynchronous code provides better performance and allows handling more concurrent requests efficiently. Let's summarize why FastAPI has become so popular. FastAPI offers incredible speed, automatic validation, built-in documentation, modern Python features, and an excellent developer experience. Development speed increases dramatically with automatic data validation and documentation generation. FastAPI delivers performance comparable to Node.js and Go, making it suitable for high-traffic applications. Python type hints catch errors early and make code more maintainable and self-documenting. Let's recap what we've learned about Python and FastAPI. FastAPI is a modern, fast web framework that makes building APIs in Python incredibly efficient and enjoyable. Automatic data validation and interactive documentation generation save countless hours of development time. Type hints combined with Pydantic models ensure your data is always valid and properly structured. FastAPI is perfect for building modern microservices, RESTful APIs, and backend systems that need to scale.